Welcome to Blazing Baseball, episode number 134,
All right.
where we blaze through today's baseball topics. And we are Astros and Yankees fans.
Yep.
So, right now, we are watching the D-backs at Giants,
Yep.
and it is the 8th. And it's a commercial right now, so
But the
We
D-backs
will-
are winning 5-0.
there we go, 5-0.
There you go.
And,
There's 11 games tonight.
yes,
Oh, well, there's 11 games today. Some of the games are already done.
Mhm.
Guess who won today?
the Astros.
That's right.
We won big. We'll get into it.
Yes, big.
And also, another news, we have what seems to be a baseball change in rules that we will talk about. And what was the other topic?
There was the block at the plate that the catcher made some comments
There is
the next day.
another rule change that
Guardian.
we will also dwell into.
Yeah,
That is being talked about.
that one. Okay, so we got 11 games. What's happening today, Mr. Colby?
So, earlier today, we had the Rockies at Cards, and St. Louis shut out the Rockies 13-zip.
Whew.
Sorry if I mispronounced any names on this podcast. The win went to Wainwright, and the loss went to Sen Zatella. And then we had the A's at Rangers, with Texas winning 10-3, the win going to Dunning, and the loss to Luge.
So that's the new manager.
Yep.
For the Rangers, won his first game.
He's hot already. He's 100.
There you go. 100%.
Undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated.
They already made the right move, it seems.
Yep. It's a good move.
Yeah. And then Astros at White Sox.
Oh,
Houston putting up 21 savages.
wow. They decided to start hitting today.
Yep.
Holy moly. 21 runs by the Astros.
Yep, to
Against
White
a good
Sox 5.
team, the Chicago White Sox.
Mhm.
Wow. That's impressive. They had 25 hits.
The win goes to Garcia, and the loss goes to Giolito.
We're going to go over that one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
And then we had the Dodgers at Brewers, with Milwaukee winning 5-3, the win going to Burns, the loss to Heaney, and the save to Williams. And then we had the Cubs at Orioles, Chicago winning 3-2, the win going to Sampson, the loss to Watkins, saved to Hughes. And then, the only game happening now is the D-backs at Giants. It is now the 9th, still 5-zip. And then later today, we have the Bum Sox at Pirates, with Boston's Winkowski, who's 5-5, versus the Pirates' Brew Baker, who's 2-10. And then we have the Blue Jays at Yanks, with Toronto's Barrios, who's 8-5, versus the Yanks' Montes, who's 4-9. And then we have the Royals at Rays, with the Royals Castillo, who is 0-zip, versus the Rays' Patino, who is 0-1. And then we have the Mets at Braves, with the Mets DeGrom, who is 2-zip, versus the Braves Fried, who is 10-4. And then we have the Nats at Padres, with the Nat Sanchez, who is 0-5, and versus the Padres Darvish, who is 10-6. Also yesterday, the Braves locked down one of their stars on a pretty good contract. And during the Yankees broadcast, last night they were talking about it.
Uh-huh.
And it was pretty interesting points they brought up was that they're signing a lot of Braves, and I forget how many, but it's basically like all these people are still, like, you add all these players up, and it's still less than Mike Trout's contract.
Holy cow. Wow.
So,
And they could win the pennant. They're
Mhm.
your pick to win it.
mhm.
Yep. Oh, that's really good. That's how Houston Astros did it too. Houston Astros had the low payroll. but they still
Yeah.
won the World Series.
Yeah, it was still a lot. It was almost $100 million, but that's still. They were saying it was a good contract for
Yeah.
what they got.
All right.
Here we go. So, according to BleacherReport.com, by Kerry Miller, on Tuesday night, the Atlanta Braves continue paving their path to another dynasty, signing rookie center fielder Michael Harris II to an 8-year, $72 million extension that will keep him in Georgia through at least 2030.
8 years, 72 million. And he'll be there till 2030. Well, that's a pretty good contract.
Yep. I think it's a. I feel like everyone wins on this one.
Yep. Well, for the Braves. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
They locked him down till 2030. Okay.
So, yes. With the Yankees winning last night.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh, what a game.
Really a relief
What a game.
to not get swept.
Yeah, the Yankees snap back, win a big nail biter. Yankees win 8-7 over the Tampa Bay Rays in the Bronx in the bottom of the 10th and win the game with a Donaldson grand slam. Holy cow. What a game. Benedetti had a double with the Judge, and then Torres had the home run, and Rizzo had a home run, and then Donaldson gets the grand slam. So the Yanks were smacking home runs and doubles yesterday. It was great. Came back with a big win, 4 runs in the bottom of the 10th. Yanks had 10 hits and 8 runs. The Rays had 9 hits and 7 runs. The winning pitcher was Chapman. He's 2-3 for the season. He pitched the 9th inning, and he gave up 2 runs, but he still won. So his earned run average is 4.45, and he got the win. Hermain started the game. He pitched 4.4 2/3 innings. He gave up 5 hits and 3 earned runs. And his earned run average is also 4.45. The losing pitcher for the Rays was Beeks. He's 2-2 on the season, and his earned run average is 2.81. The Yankees beat him with a grand slam. There were 42,512 screaming fans in Bronx, New York, rooting for the Yankees all the way in the bottom of the 10th to win 8-7 over the Rays. Fantastic game. And they're going to be at it again tonight.
So, at 6:05 Central Time in the Bronx, we have Jose Barrios on the mound for Toronto, who is a right-handed pitcher who is 8-5 with a 5.61 ERA and 108 strikeouts.
Ooh.
And then
Black Cherry. It's really good. Waterloo Black Cherry. Oh, boy, it's a good one.
And then on the mound for the Yankees is Frankie Montas, who is a right-handed pitcher who is 4-9 with a 3.59 ERA and 115 strikeouts. And then up first for Toronto is Springer at DH, batting .256, and then Guerrero Jr. at first base, batting .283, and then Gurriel Jr. at left field, batting .307, and then Kirk at catcher, batting .297, and then Hernandez at right field, batting .265, and then Bichette at shortstop, batting .261, and then Chapman at third base, batting .235, and then Espinal at second base, batting .274, and then Merrifield at center field, batting .241. Up first for the Yanks is LeMahieu at second base, batting .281, and then Judge at right field, batting .297.
Judgy!
And then Rizzo at first base, batting .219.
The Riz!
And then Donaldson at third base, batting .223.
Grand slam!
And then Benintendi at left field, batting .304. And then Torres at DH, batting .249. And then Cabrera at shortstop with no stats.
Mm-hmm.
And then Trevino at catcher, batting .269. And then Florial with the 1 stolen base.
Okay, that's tonight. Yanks got to get him. Well, let's go over the Astros. Astros won last night against the White Sox in Chicago at the Guaranteed Rate Field. Astros won 3-2. What pitching again? Astros had 5 hits and 3 runs. Tucker had a double, and McCormick, Chazzy Fizz, had a double. That was the power that got the Astros to 3 runs, and the White Sox were held to 8 hits and 2 runs. Valdez pitched 7 innings. He gave up 2 earned runs. He had 6 strikeouts, and his earned run average is 2.72. The save went to Presley. He's got 24 saves this season. He pitched the 9th inning, and he had 2 strikeouts. His earned run average is 2.78. Dominating pitching again by the Astros. So the Astros won a great game last night. There were 24,671 fans. But then today, the Astros unleashed on the White Sox. If I can get it up here.
Yeah, this feels like the most runs and during any game this season, it feels like.
21 runs. So they scored in the second. They had 1, then they had 3, then they had 6. Then they skipped the 5th, and they had 2, and they had 1, and they had 4, and they had 4 in the 9th inning. 25 hits and 21 runs. And the Chicago White Sox had 11 hits and 5 runs. So who got all the RBIs? Bregman had 6 RBIs. Holy cow. McCormick had 5 RBIs. Tucker had 3 RBIs. And Yuli had 2 RBIs. And there was a bunch of guys that had 1 RBI. This is really good for your batting record when you score 21 runs in a game. I'll tell you. Garcia was the winning pitcher. He pitched 5 innings. He's 10-8 for the season. He gave up 3 runs on 7 hits. His earned run average is 4.09, and he had 4 strikeouts. No save because they crushed him. Losing pitcher was Geladio. He's 9-7. He went 3 innings. He gave up 8 hits and 7 earned runs. They knocked him out. His earned run average is 5.34.
I didn't watch the game, but I'm reading it says Astros hitting coach Alex Cintron ejected by HP umpire Ramon de Jesus
in the first inning. So the Astros hitting coach got ejected in the first inning, and they scored 25 runs. 21 runs. Oh my gosh. That is so good. Yeah. They're going to get rid of the hitting coach because he's better. They play better when he's not on the field. No. Oh my. No, the hitting coach is happy.
Yeah.
The hitting coach, you really did your job when your team scores 21 runs and has 25 hits.
Maybe that's the key. He needs to get ejected.
Maybe he's going to get ejected again. That was really good luck.
Yeah.
And it fired up the team.
Yeah, like if it happened again, I would totally understand. I'd be like, okay, I know what the game plan is now. We're going for 21 runs.
I'm getting my ass kicked out of this next game. You're going to score another 21 runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
I think it might work.
Well, it worked today.
I think we're on to something.
All right. Yeah, we're on to something. Okay. Well, I lost the standings. Got to get the standings, Mr. Colby.
All right. So in the meantime,
yeah, you do that.
In USA Today by Gabe Laquez.
Yeah.
Title is RIP Game 163. MLB's new postseason system ends storied 1-game tiebreaker. A bummer for baseball? Question mark.
What are they doing?
Basically, excuse me. It says, a rare but venerate bit of baseball tradition, the playoff game to decide a division or playoff deadlock after 162 games has fallen victim to modern times. A 9-inning test to decide a season-long struggle giving away to a tiebreaker system.
It's an amazing game because everything rides on one game.
Yeah, so instead they're changing it to a best of 3 out of 4 games.
A best of 3. Okay.
Yep. Then it says you can certainly see the appeal to ESPN, which own the rights to any game 163 tiebreakers as well as one of the wildcard games, rather than one winner take all game and a just one in case set of tiebreakers. The last coming in 2018 when the NL West, the Rockies and Dodgers, and Central Brewers and Cubs both needed an extra day to settle things. Why not pedal 4 best-of-3 wildcard mini series across the ESPN family of networks?
So they're going to have 4 series.
I guess they could,
or they
right?
yeah. So okay,
if it comes down to a tiebreaker, then it goes down to a series instead of a game. And it says 12 games are always better for the bottom line than one, which is why ESPN shelled out between $85 million and $100 million for the expanded 12-team field, a key element in collaborative bargaining agreement talks that finally settled in March after a 99-day lockout. So, how do you feel about this?
That's good. Yeah, it's good for the fans because then the fans get to see more games, and they're really crucial games.
Yeah, that's true.
And I always did feel it's more fair if you play 3 games instead of 2. Instead of one.
Because there's nothing else like there was nothing else like it in baseball.
Right.
Just the one game.
It's crazy.
And that's it. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. But it's more fair if it's 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the teams. Yeah. Because then the better team's going to win the second game, and it's both teams got a better chance to win. I mean, it's just not. So, I think the better team will win.
Yeah.
Okay. Because somebody could come back and win 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, you're missing this one crazy game, but
you got 3.
Yeah, you got 3.
Yeah,
3.
So it's better for the fans.
3.
All right.
Games instead. Yep, crazy good games. And then in the AL East, we have the Yanks 10 games over the Rays and Blue Jays. And then in the AL Central, the Guardians are 1 game over the Twins. In the AL West, the Astros are 11.5 games over the Mariners. In the NL East, the Mets are 4.5 games over the Braves. In the NL Central, the Cards are 3 games over the Brewers. And in the NL West, the Dodgers are 16.5 games over the Padres.
So the Astros are 7-3 in their last 10 games. They won the last 2 games against a very good team in the Chicago White Sox. They beat them 3-2, and then they scored 21. They beat them 21-5 today
against Giolito, who is
a good pitcher,
arguably the White Sox best pitcher.
And so what that just tells you, not only do the Astros have that good pitching, but they can hit even without Brantley. I'm surprised actually, because that hurt the Astros, Brantley's injury.
Yep.
All right, but they overcame it today. That's for sure.
Definitely.
All right.
And so we have the last topic. So
there it is.
Yes, according to CBSSports.com by Austin Nevison. Guardians catcher Austin Hedges rips MLB demands apology after controversial call against Tigers. The Guardians catcher was furious after getting called for interference on a play at the plate. So basically this year there was a change in rules, and it's kind of a weird stating rule saying the catcher can't be in the base runner's line of the path without the ball.
Without the ball. It's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. I don't know that it's never been like that.
Yep, never.
No. So that's why they had the reversal in the game. That was, I didn't think was right, which we talked about a couple of podcasts ago. And now this catcher is saying he wants an apology from the umpires because they lost the game because the Tigers won after they didn't get that guy out after he was out because they said he blocked him. And then they didn't get him out. They scored another run transitionally because they didn't get out of the inning. And then they lost because of those runs. So, the catchers are pissed off because the catchers believe the guy should be out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it says with 2 outs in the top of the first inning, and this was in Tuesday's night game between the Tigers and the Guardians. Detroit first baseman Harold Castro hit a ball up the middle that kicked off second base. Tigers infielder Javier Baez, who was on second base at the time, tried to take advantage of that fortunate bounce by scoring. Guardians shortstop Tyler Freeman recovered in time to throw him out at home. But Tigers challenged the catcher interference, and the play was overturned.
Right. So it's the second time they did it. That's the second time it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So now the catcher is saying, that's enough. You apologize because that was a good play and he was out. And it was the same situation in the last one.
Yeah, so it's interesting because it wasn't called during the play, but they went to they called New York.
Yeah, they did it.
They did
That's
it
the second time they
on
did
the
it.
video, and
Yep.
then they decided, oh, we
Yeah.
signed this memo earlier this year, and this is apparently breaking this new rule. And it feels like they're gonna have to change the rule back.
Go back, but they're not. They're gonna let it
Because
stick.
because they were saying they want it's basically, I guess it comes down to player safety is what they were saying.
No, yeah.
And they don't want players running into other players and causing injury.
Well, that makes sense to me. That part of it makes sense. You don't want to see anybody getting hurt. I mean, it's okay to have a good play, a rough play, but
yeah,
you don't
I feel
want
like
hurt.
even for some years now, like, but right back in, some time even before this, they would try to charge them, but for some time it's been, you're not even allowed to do that. You're not allowed to charge and try to knock the ball out for some years now.
Right.
And so now it seems like they're even taking it even further.
Right. They took it too far.
Yeah.
Right. I think so. That's my opinion. But now you're seeing that the catchers are making huge statements against the umpires and against the league that this is wrong.
It's also, well, yeah, it's
the last game, remember the manager got thrown out. He was screaming like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
it's interesting. So basically, it feels like MLB is telling catchers to just basically don't even like step on home plate or on that path line if you don't have the ball.
Yep.
And it's
really hard to do it.
It makes the catcher's job harder.
Oh, way harder.
To try to get someone out.
Well, way harder. Yep. Well, maybe they want more runs to score because they like runs, because the fans like runs. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're trying to increase the run production when it's a close play at the plate. The catcher has to back off, and the runner's going to be safe. And they score, and there's more runs.
And then you have catchers now; they have to try something different than what they're normally doing.
Yeah, they got to catch it and jump over and tag them out.
Yeah,
which is definitely more difficult.
Maybe you're right. They won't change it, and this is what they want.
Well, it'll be interesting to see because you're not allowed to really make bad statements about the umpires. So it's going to be interesting to see if the league sanctions or says something against the Guardians catcher.
Yeah.
They might tell him his name is Austin Hedges. So maybe he's demanding an apology from the umpires, but I don't know. Maybe he'll get suspended for a game. I don't know what they're going to do.
Wow. That'd be...
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll give you an update tomorrow.
Yeah. Any other baseball topics going over today?
No, that's it. The game is over.
D-backs
there you go.
Out the Giants.
Arizona Diamondbacks beat the San Francisco Giants 5-0 in San Francisco on the Bay.
Yep, and we'll catch y'all here tomorrow on Blazing Baseball, blazing through tomorrow's baseball topics.
Peace out, Blazing Baseball.
Looks like Zach Gallen got the win for the D-backs. They're interviewing them right now. Peace.